Women's Protective Services of Lubbock is combating domestic violence throughout the South Plains 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Hear the story of a domestic violence victim and the mission becomes more clear.
In 2014, I had gone to Vegas with my ex-boyfriend, and he lost his mind and assaulted me. When I came back, my best friend, her dad was a cop, and the first thing he did was give my dad a pamphlet and say, she needs to talk to somebody. Contact Women Protective Services.
Brandy took the advice and made that very tough first phone call.
And the fact that I felt so guilty. I had never experienced anything like this. I felt ashamed because I felt like I wasn't a good daughter. I wasn't a good sister or an aunt because I didn't protect my family from this evil that I had no clue he was this way.
We're there to provide and to assist, and we have the tools, but ultimately it is going to be their hard work, and that's what we need to do, is encourage them that you can do it. It's been done before, and you're not alone.
They were so caring. I had these strangers that were very gentle, very kind, but giving as much support and love as they could, and I appreciated every moment of it.
Brandy's story is unique. Domestic violence has many different faces. Unfortunately, in our area, this is a major problem.
The South Plains is about 2% of the state's population. So here in Lubbock and surrounding 11 counties is what's considered the South Plains, and it's 2% of the state's population. However, we're serving 13% of the state's domestic violence cases.
We like to pride ourselves in this area about being very friendly people. But domestic violence is a black eye on our area. It really is. And so I think it's something that people don't really like to talk about.
The story of Women's Protective Services in Lubbock began in the 1970s with Jo Love Nelson.
She was the chair of the Public Affairs Committee with the Junior League of Lubbock, and they were researching areas of need in the community, and one of them was to determine whether or not there was a need for a shelter for victims of domestic violence.
This new facility, it really made her swell with pride. The way they say, leave it better than you found it, applies with her.
Jo Love and her group were game changers. They started Women's Protective Services, helped countless families that, again, we'll never even know, because they helped stop that cycle of violence in families that continues on generationally. She served for decades between being executive director and a board member. Her impact is still in our building.
Even up until about last year or the year before, she was still heavily involved. She just wanted to ensure that the passion and the agency was still heading in that direction she had set forth.
She was a trailblazer. We were very fortunate to have her as a mom, and this community and the state and really the world was fortunate to have her as an advocate.
Women's Protective Services continues to make a huge difference on the South Plains to this day.
I would not be the woman I am today without them. No matter how many years, I can call and I can say I need help, and they're going to say, what can we do? How can we help? I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them, because I would not have gotten through what I had to get through without their help.
I think she's good because it's the #1 nonprofit in this community that saves lives. There's a lot of great nonprofits, but WPS is where the rubber meets the road on actual life-saving, changing where you're going to survive or not. I think the life and death is where the giving has to start.
Imagine that you have to leave in the middle of the night with your children, and the only thing you can bring is 2 handfuls of belongings, and you're basically hit rock bottom. How do you help that family? That's where your money goes, is to building that family back up to where they can succeed in a healthy manner.
They're special. They're special people.